Okay, guys, as you can see on my opening there, we have Dylan Phillips back with us again tonight. Uh, he's in the backstage. I got him sitting in the background. Um, he's going to talk about his experience at the BFL All American this last weekend. Before we get started, though, let's get these people that make this possible for me to do. Fish Sticks Rods, Hook and Donkeys, Sanborn Builders, Ace Hardware, Hobbs Roofing, Pizza Stop here in Albany, Southern Ohio Sanitation, Williams and Son Construction, Raccoon Creek Outfitters, Gamma Fishing Line, Drop Zone Bait and Tackle, and Strix Marine Plus down in Ironton. Tonight, I'm going to be giving away the 3-inch chartreuse pepper grubs. I got a really good trivia question thanks to Greg Kirkendall. I'm excited about it tonight. It's a different one than what I usually have. So I'm excited about it tonight. I'm really excited to hear about Dylan. I followed along the first day, but the second day work got in. I've had problems with that 4-letter word here lately, and it's been getting in my road. But if I don't do it, I don't get to go do things I want to do. So I got to let it get in my road. So without, let me do the tournaments real quick, Dylan, and then we'll get you. Because for one time, for a week straight, I don't think there's any Phillipses on the list because they's out of town. That's the only reason. Yeah, another reason they ain't no, winning any tournaments is they ain't here fishing them. And I still couldn't catch him. I think he fibbed to me a little bit on Snowden because I tried something you told me and it didn't work out for me. Is this the one I want? Nope, that ain't it. Not prepared as always. Did take a picture of it, didn't I? Uh-oh. I may not have taken a picture of it. I could swear I took a picture of Wednesday night. Well, I know it was 6 pounds something. Hey, Carol. 6 pounds something, and it was Simon Inboden and his dad, Brent. I think it's Brent. Brent or Bart Inboden. Won Wednesday night at Lake Snowden. Um, Last Tuesday night, let me get back to that. He sent me the information today for Tuesday night. Last Tuesday night at Lake Snowden, first place was John Daniels and Wes with 2.13. Second and big bass was Oscar Carlson and Jackson Carlson, grandson, first tournament with 1.95 big bass or 1.95, and they had big bass of 1.34. Third place was Jim Reed, 1.71. They never had an over that night. The next night we had Simon and them had 2 overs. So it's funny how the lake's fishing. Then yesterday at Fox Lake with Last Call Bassmasters, first place went to John and Mike Daniels with 7.09. Second place went to Brian Rhodes and Kenny Webb with 3.33. And third place went to Sean Parsons and Max Carnahan with 2.60. Big Bass was John Daniels, Mike Daniels with 3.80. So Fox Lake turned out like yesterday. Also, uh, yesterday tonight they're at Fox Lake again. Tomorrow they will be fishing the river at Belpre. Dylan Carol Bircher said she just wanted to say how nice Dylan and his mom are. So nice. They like things that we said last week. So, that when you guys are on there and, doing this stuff, people pay attention to that. That goes a long ways. So, let's see. I got the tournaments out of the way. One other thing, real quick. Federation guys, don't forget the June 20th Bud Graham Memorial Tournament at Buckeye Lake. If you win it, they pay your entry into the semi-nationals. You're guaranteed right into the semi-nationals at Buckeye Lake, June 20th. Also, I wish I had. We'll do this one. Last Chance Regional. Putting it out for the first time. It will be on Facebook later. Last Chance Regional this year, June 28th, on a Sunday. We will be going out at Dempsey Ramp, Lake Erie. And Canadian Waters is open. So, Last Chance Regional, June 28th, Dempsey Ramp. As we get closer, I'll get you times and stuff. But we're going out Dempsey Ramp, June 28th, Last Chance Regional. So anybody that didn't catch a fish or didn't get to fish any of their regionals, get with me, send me the paperwork, and we will be going out at Dempsey Ramp at June 28th. Okay, with further ado, let's bring in Dylan, and he can give us his info on the BFL All-American last week. Hey, Dylan.
What's up, Tony?
Get a smile on that face.
No, I can't smile yet.
Yeah, you can. Let me tell you something. Me and your dad had a little talk. I don't know if he told you or not.
No, he didn't tell me anything.
You are 21 years old, right?
Yep.
I have been doing this for over 20 years, almost as old as you are, chasing the TBF National Tournament and the BFL All-American, and ain't made it for 20 years. Hard. You know how I fish. You know how I am. And I have been trying for that long. And now here you are at 21 and been there at both of them. You will be back at both of those again before it's over with. Guarantee it. I know.
I hope so.
Okay. With that being said, go for it.
Well, where do I start? It definitely, it was a good turnout. I didn't end up where I wanted to be. I still did pretty well. There's a lot of
18th?
missed opportunities. Yeah, I got 18th. There's a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of rookie mistakes I made. It was honestly, it was a lot of pressure. Those bigger tournaments, I seem to panic a little bit, which I usually never do. And sure enough, I did panic a little bit on this one. Heck, I had two great boaters. The first day guy, he pretty much put me on fish. He let me use one of his baits that he was throwing, that he was getting bait on, and I probably wouldn't have had three fish if it wasn't for him. So then my second day guy, he was pretty chill. He was actually from Michigan. You probably know him, Tony. I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up.
Scott
Uh,
Dobson.
Yeah, Scott Dobson.
Yep,
You probably know
I've heard
him.
of him. Yep, I've
He's
come across him in tournaments.
yeah, he's a good angler. I just fishing behind him. He was catching so many fish. I couldn't. I feel like he was taking all the fish from me. It seemed that way, anyways. Um, but I caught two really nice ones, probably my biggest ones of the tournament with him, and I just couldn't get the third fish. I had several blow ups on top water, and I just couldn't hook them for some reason. They were blown up behind it, and they were probably 3 or 4 pounders, and they for some reason weren't getting hooked. And I'll tell you one thing though, that lake is full of 4 and 5 pounders. That's pretty much all we were seeing. Every fish that was blowing up, every fish that we saw swimming, it was either a 4 or 5 pounder. It didn't matter where we were. I mean, we pretty much fished points the entire time, deeper points, because all the fish were on herring, and they were pretty much schooling. And there's a few up shallow, which I mean, if you watch the live coverage on that, the kid that won it, he was fishing a bedfish up shallow, which I wish we would have went a little up shallow just to see what we could catch up there, but we never got the chance to. And it's a lot different fishing down there. It's hard to get used to whenever you're coming from a little area like what we're fishing Lake Snowden every week, and go to a 50,000 acre lake, and these fish won't want to bite anything but one bait. And there's not a certain bait that you could throw that's different. I mean, I tried everything. I tried drop shot, Carolina rig for a little bit. And they really everything I threw, they didn't want anything but a fluke or a top water. That's all they wanted, and it was pretty much a walking bait or a chartreuse herring fluke. And I didn't catch any on a fluke, but my boaters did. I caught all my fish on a spook, which that was a pretty fun bite. That was a pretty fun bite. Um, I just there's a lot of missed opportunities. I would have qualified for the third day if I would have got all the fish I had hooked in the boat. And I had a bit of a heartbreak on the first day. I had a 4 or 5 pounder hooked on a spook, and I stupidly had my drag way too tight, and it was right next to the boat, and it started digging underneath the boat, and I had a braid to mono leader, and that mono leader snapped as soon as he started digging underneath the boat. So that fish would have probably put me into the third day. I wouldn't have necessarily won because I would have been down like quite a bit of weight, but I definitely would have made the third day with that fish. It's just it's hard not to beat myself up for it. That's why I have a hard time smiling about it, even though I did a really good job, and I'm obviously proud of myself. But it's hard to as fishermen, Tony. You know how like losing a big fish, you beat yourself up about it days later, weeks later, probably years later, especially in a tournament like this.
Hmm.
I'm gonna beat myself up for it. So I don't know. I did well. I just need to keep telling myself that, and I'll get past it and keep on fishing, keep on grinding for that tournament again. And that's my goal. I'm a shoot for that tournament. I want it even more now. That's what's crazy. I want it more than I did before, and that's hard to believe. But and they definitely took care of us down there. I had to get a hold of the tournament director once the first day was over, and he gave me all the prizes and everything we get when we first get down there, which I was supposed to get at the meeting, but he gave us T-shirts and little tiny trophies. They gave us like a weird looking coin. I don't know if you could see it.
Yep.
It just says All American on it, and then it shows MLF on this side. That's sort of like the trophy they gave us. I'm surprised they didn't give us a bigger trophy, but I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
I think
is.
it's it's like a silver coin, I think. But they gave us all sorts of stuff: t-shirts, new reels, um, baits. Pretty much, I think they gave us the same kind of reel that they gave us a few years ago at one of the BFLs. They gave us that like MLF box. That's
Hmm.
pretty much what they gave us. They just did the same thing for this tournament. But they obviously added more stuff on to like since it was an all American, they added apparel and different kind of shirts, hoodies, and then actually got a hoodie that has my name on the back of it that says all American on it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That
Um,
is.
and also I got this shirt and has this one has like the whole list of names on the back of it, whoever qualified. It shows all the names on it. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Um, it was it was a fun tournament. I had a great time. It was good people too. This the MLF BFL. I love how they run it. They're always organized. They're always ready to go. They're ready to help at any moment. If you watch it live, they helped that Kaz Anderson. He broke his key, and they managed to run all the way out to him, and they helped him out with it with like an hour left of fishing, and he almost didn't get to weigh in because his boat couldn't start. But I like the BFLs because they're incredible how they run things, and they're always super organized with everything.
Well,
I,
what? Go ahead.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna say something to you, but
Uh, Give me one thing that really sticks out besides losing the fish. Uh, that that really sticks out for you at that tournament. Besides sleeping all the way down there, I got text messages.
yeah, I did sleep. I did sleep quite a bit. I didn't sleep when once we got down there. I didn't sleep very well. I slept for a couple hours, probably maybe 2 hours because the van was super uncomfortable. So we slept in the van the first day. That wasn't the greatest sleep, but I was excited for the next day to come. Which that could be a reason I didn't get sleep too. But um, so one thing that stuck out to me for that tournament, I'd say it was obviously I've already covered the lake pretty much, how good the lake was and how good the fishing quality was. Um, I think the competition is what stuck out to me. Obviously, I didn't know I'd be fishing with semi pros. Some of these guys apparently do it for a living, which I didn't know the all American fishing guys were going to be doing it for a living. I'm pretty sure that Kaz Anderson guy, he's doing it. He's apparently doing it for a living. And there's a few other guys that said they did. And then the guy, the first day guy I had, he works for Hummingbird. He lives in Georgia, and he claimed that he doesn't have to pay for any gas because he's testing equipment, so he doesn't have to pay a single dime in gas. Could you imagine how nice that would be? He's just fishing for free, other than the paying his boat expense, but and paying for baits. But the gas is what's the priciest part about it, and
Hmm.
he gets to do it for free, and it was pretty incredible. I think 90% of those guys have been to the All American several times. So there was a bunch of guys up on stage that have went like 10 or 11 or 12 times, and they haven't won yet, but they usually get like top tens every time almost. And I think the best part about it is that 18-year-old kid that won it, and he actually set the record for being the youngest angler winning the All American. He beat Jacob Wheeler's record, which was 20 years old, which I thought was pretty incredible. You never thought an 18-year-old coming out of high school would be able to compete, but he watching him on live that last day, it was pretty incredible seeing what he did, and I don't know, that's where I want to be. I want to be at that point where I can have that much confidence because he didn't even act like he was winning. You didn't see it on his face. He didn't show it. He didn't brag. he kind of just chilled. That's the way it should be. I mean, that's where we all should go out and fish. Just relax and just go fishing. I mean, that's what he did. He didn't care about winning, I don't think, and he got lucky and caught a big enough fish to win the whole thing. And he almost that last day he struggled. Luckily, he had a big enough gap on the second day. I think he had like a 5 pound gap, and he only caught like 16 pounds on the third day, which it hurt him a little bit, but obviously it didn't hurt him enough. He still won it. Um, I wish I'd have got a chance to talk to him, but I never did. I was pretty worn out, and we kind of just took off after I got my checks and everything. But that heck, they gave us $500 stipends for just going there. They gave us a bunch of money just to pay for gas and hotel stays. I can't imagine what they gave the boaters. They probably gave them like $1,500 to help out with everything. But I think I got like $560 total from them, and then I won $1,500 for getting 18th. And I think that was it. So it's not too bad. Obviously, that's a wonderful paycheck to bring home. That's
Yeah,
the
oh
most
yeah.
money I think I've won. I think, or did I win more in that TBF that I won?
I
I can't
think you won
remember.
more in the TBF because you won the TBF semi nationals
Yeah, I
or
can't
co.
remember if it was more.
I don't
I
remember what the payout was, but
I think I have a check somewhere it says the amount, but yeah, I'm happy with my finish. I just I gotta keep reminding myself of that. I beat myself up too much. You know how I am, Tony. I'm happy most times, but if I struggle and I do bad in any way, I'll beat myself up for weeks about it. Heck, it'll probably be years before I get over this. Hopefully, I'll just get to go back next year. That way, I can kind of get a little payback and maybe win it this time. You never know.
yeah,
I
but
hope so.
you're only fishing 3 BFLs, ain't you?
Yeah, I chose not to fish the Tanner's Creek ones. I wish I would have, but uh,
Because it'll be hard to make the regional, won't it? You'll have to really finish up there
uh, it
for
depends.
just 3 4 months.
Remember, I fished the first year I fished. I only fished two, and I ended up qualifying for regional because I got like
Oh, you,
fourth at one.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
So I'll have to do good probably at one of them, like do decent, like get top 20 or something, and then do okay at the other ones, and I should be all right. But I mean, if I don't make it, I don't make it. I'll try to qualify through DBF to go to nationals, and I'm not super worried about it. I just want to go have fun and fish. That's the whole point. That's what I kept telling myself down there is to just go have fun. But it's hard to keep your mind off of the prize. It's hard to keep your mind off that 50 grand prize. It's at the end of the day, and I definitely struggled the whole day just thinking and thinking, trying to figure out what they want to bite. And so once it got past 10 a.m., they didn't bite whatsoever. So it was a morning bite kind of deal. If you didn't have a limit before 10 o'clock, you pretty much didn't have a chance of catching another fish. You might have caught like a straggler if it was cloudy. You might have caught a few more if it was uh better conditions, but it was pretty hot down there. So I think the fish were a lot of them were transitioning into that summer pattern. They were still eating herring, but they were still kind of transitioning way deep offshore. And there wasn't a crap ton of fish that were on points. There was just enough to catch a few and then move spots, and then catch one or two and then move spots, because you wouldn't get more than one or two bites at a spot. Because those fish, once you catch one, they'll all chase the other fish to the boat, and then they'll kind of spread out, and then you won't
Bust
catch
up
them.
the school.
Yep.
Yep, bust
Yep.
the
Then
school up.
once you caught that fish, they realized what you were doing, and you might be able to go back there an hour or two later because once they set back up, they might get confused by it again and go for it. But most of the time, we would try to leave and come back, but they wouldn't have it because they knew their buddy was just caught by a fluke. They're like, I ain't biting that thing. He's gonna pull me up in that boat. And trust me, I watched them on live scoop. They let me watch them, and they would come up right behind it and they'd sit there and stare at like four of them. They're all giants, just sitting there staring at it. None of them went after it. They just kind of stared at it and followed it right to the boat, and they'd swim right back down. And they'd be like, "Yep, let's go." They're not reacting well. And sure enough, we'd take off and go to another spot and catch one or two. Go to the next spot, catch one or two. It was the same pattern 90% of the day. And they would not eat anything off the bottom, for me, anyways. Anything that was like drop shot, Carolina rig, jig, they wouldn't eat anything off the bottom, which I found really weird. But I think they were just looking up. That's their main source of food there. So they pretty much just look up 90% of the time. They're waiting for that fish, bait fish, to swim on by so they could blow up on it. Blow up on it. But it was definitely a crazy lake, crazy experience. Hopefully, I'll be back. But if not, I got the experience.
Well, we're gonna set it right now. You and your dad are going to Gunnersville next year and fish the Toyota Series with me.
Uh oh.
You'll really enjoy that.
Yeah, that'd be
Telling you.
fun. That'd be fun.
You
How
the
much?
Toyota
How much is get in those?
500 for a co-angler.
Oh, really?
Yep. You
That
just
ain't bad.
won. You just won $2,000. So put
Yeah,
500 of that back for your entry fee for the Gunnersville Toyota Series next year, and we'll all go down, spend a week, and have a good time. You'll really
sounds like.
enjoy it.
What are we gonna do? Practice with you on your boat? Can you do
Yep.
that? Three-person to a
Oh yeah.
boat.
Yep.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me. I've always wanted to
Uh,
fish there.
and like I said, there you could draw Justin Atkins, Gerald Swindle, uh, uh, oh no, Donnie ain't running my boat, Colleen. uh, oh, I got his face right in my won the classic back to back. One of the youngest anglers to ever win the classic back to back. Jordan Lee.
Yeah.
Jordan Lee pulled right up beside me last year at the Gunnersville tournament.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah, oh yeah.
Did you get to
Uh,
talk to him?
I just said, hey, yeah.
Oh,
There's a lot of guys that professional. Yeah, that's all they do for a living. Jordan Wiggins, Jesse's brother. I drawed him as a co-angler. Actually, I netted an 8-pound fish for him that made him
holy
win
cow!
the tournament of the angler of the year.
Oh,
We
wow.
text messaged back and forth after the tournament a couple weeks later, and he thanked me because that fish put him into winning the uh, angler of the year, the Toyota Series. Uh,
Dang.
that was a a very good experience. If I tell you, a guy that could throw a shaky head. Now he can throw a shaky head and
Hmm.
was good at it. But I've always enjoyed all the co anglers I've drawn. Andrew Brink, I always say it wrong. Andrew Brinkley. He's fishing the it's the series above Toyotas, but below the Bass. Uh, what's what do they call it? I'm having my brain ain't working tonight. But he's fishing. Him and Andrew Norby's fishing it this year, uh, and I think they fished it last year. Well, another one was Laker Howe. Laker's
Oh,
fishing
really?
the leaks now. Yeah, Laker. I, more than one time, Laker pulled right up beside me. So
Dang.
all them guys in that in the Toyota series, especially at Gunnersville, because they all live right there.
Yeah.
If they ain't got a tournament somewhere else, 2 years ago, G Man was right beside me uh, at
That'd be a good
launch.
learning experience too. Learn a lot from
And
those guys.
yep. Well, said at the weigh in, G was literally one bleacher in front of me, sitting watching his nephew Trey weigh in. Trey Swindle. So
Huh.
I mean, you'll experience a bunch of people with the Toyota series for sure.
Yeah, and heck, I figured the entry fee was more than that, but that's
That's
that's not that's not bad.
the co anglers 500. The boaters is 1750. No, John, that's not the Bass Elite series. It's the MLF series. I can't think of what it's. I can tell you real quick here.
Yeah, I know what you're. I
Tackle
think I know.
Warehouse. Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah,
Well, it used to be Tackle Warehouse. I think they changed it now, didn't they?
yeah. I always watch. Like you said, Andrew Norby. Always watch him on YouTube.
Yep.
He's a pretty good fisherman.
Yeah. Very YouTube. I mean, more. I mean, I've sat and talked to him on the water at the Toyota series. Yeah, it's
Yeah, he
Tackle
seems.
Warehouse. Sir. So,
He definitely knows how to throw a shaky head too. He throws that a lot,
hmm
especially
and
offshore.
he
Pretty much all he
and
does.
he watches that live scope a lot. He's
Yeah,
good at it.
yeah, true.
Yep, he's good at
Yeah,
it.
you have to be
Well,
in those tournaments. You have to be really good at it to compete.
well, and and it like I told your dad earlier tonight too was it them South Lakes are way different with live scope than it is here in Ohio.
Yep,
We only got a couple lakes here in Ohio that they're really good at. Alum Creek, Erie, you know,
yep.
you, you
These
it's hard to
the
go to
small lakes,
Snowden
they
and
don't.
you got 20 bass in the whole lake and you're trying to live scope them. Now, the
Yeah,
guy that just commented on here, Travis, now he can find them 20 fish on Snowden.
yep.
Uh,
Especially with all the grass around here too, it's hard to use it around grass.
yeah.
It's hard to
But
see.
Travis, you don't have to practice with us. You can just sign up and fish the tournament too. We'll all go down and get a cabin. Travis said maybe if he could get off work, he will practice with us down at Gunnersville. He can just sign up and fish the tournament. We'll all practice and fish the tournament.
Yeah, you might as well. You already be down there. You might as well
Yeah,
fish it.
that'd be a lot of fun. We could rent us a nice cabin down there. Jeff and Chris will get involved with us, I'm sure. Hell, we'll rent a house. We won't rent a cabin. We'll get a damn house. And that'd be a lot of fun. Spend a week down there.
Oh yeah,
And Gunnersville's fun, especially if they do it in February again.
yeah. That's
Eh,
that's one of the lakes I've always wanted to fish. That or like Okeechobee or Chickamauga. Those are like my top three. I've wanted to fish.
Chick, usually Chick, they got Chick on I've fished it twice, 3 times, 3 times. Once as a
Yeah,
boater.
they usually have that like every year, don't they?
Well, the last 2 years they have not went to Chick.
Oh, okay.
They went to Pickwick. Well, they went to Chick 2 years a year ago. This year they didn't. They went to Pickwick and Afala and Gunnersville this year. Last year they went to Pickwick, Chickamauga, and Gunnersville. The year before that they went to Gunnersville, Chick, and Smith. Now Smith's fun. Smith is a fun lake.
Is it mostly spotted bass there?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never really caught spotted bass. I've caught a few little ones, but I'd like to catch some 3 or 4 pound spotted bass. That'd be fun. 'Cause
Well,
they
we'll take.
fight super hard, don't they?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We'll take a trip down to Norman. It's only a 6 hour drive. We can leave Friday night, go down and fish Saturday and Sunday. And you talk about fun is getting them on a spook and spots are very, very. There's like a tiger eating the bait when they come up and explode.
Huh.
I actually put one on Saturday at Rocky Fork and had one blow up on it, but it was behind it, like you said. But it was the one the spook that I used down there because I mean you can see the teeth mark on the spook still from the spots where they was crushing it down there.
Oh, nice.
And I mean I they would knock it sometimes 4 foot out of the water. And then, like I told you, that one it blew up on it. I hooked it, and before I got it to the boat, another fish come and knocked that fish off and ate the bait while I was fighting the fish.
That's crazy. That's why it's so cool with those big lakes is those fish will fight over stuff like crankbaits
Mm-hmm.
and top water. They'll start fighting over it. I've always wanted to have that, especially if you double up on one bait.
Yep. Especially
'Cause, I
the
mean,
big fish.
Lake Murray. I mean, that's all. That's pretty much all they did. They tried to fight over it. You wouldn't see them because they'd see the boat, obviously, because the water was so clear. But once they got to a certain point, they kind of turn around. But you'd see them fighting over it on live scope. But once one fish got it, they usually choked it. It wasn't. They were fooling around. They were just choking it. There were several fish that died. Both my boaters actually they had several fish die because the fish just choked it. They inhaled it. Luckily, none of mine did that. They kind of just got on the side of their face, and I'm guessing they were just trying to hit it, but I was just pulling it a little too fast or something. But every fish that blew up, pretty much, they would go like 2 or 3 feet in the air because they would just demolish it. And when one hit, they didn't suck it under. They just freaking destroyed it. Like you said, I got teeth marks on mine. Both of my spooks I used. And of course, the one I was catching him on the first day, I went to cast it. And I hit his power poles, and some of the hooks snapped off. So I was stuck using a different spook. I actually caught one of my bigger fish on the other spook that I started using. So they were pretty much biting a chrome black spook. To pretty much every angler there was using that. It was either a chrome or a chrome black. And of course, the first day I broke mine, and I started using this like weird looking clear translucent one. I actually got bit on it, but not as much as I did on the chrome, which that kind of screwed me too. Is that I broke that spook, which I probably would have got a lot more fish with that.
did it did it just break the hooks or did it break the spook itself?
It broke the hooks, and I thought about replacing it, but I didn't want to spend so much time trying to
Oh,
replace it.
I'd have sit down and I'd have took a crankbait and destroyed a crankbait, took the hooks off the crankbait and put on that. If I was catching fish on it, I definitely would have took the time to do it for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I probably should have. I just didn't want to take the time because it was early morning, obviously, and I didn't want to miss that morning
Bite.
bite,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't catch as many on that other spook, but I caught my bigger fish on it, so I was fine with it once I started using it. So I didn't put it down the rest of the day, and that's actually the one that I broke off on, and I lost my spook. That's the one I lost that 4 or 5 pounder. Of course, the one I'm getting bigger bites on, I break it off, and then I go to the bait store right after the tournament. I can't find a single spook that's that same color, and they had
That's
every
how,
color but that one.
yep. That's how it works.
I was bummed out by that, but that just tells you it's not meant to be. Whenever stuff like that happens, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't meant to be. And it was just not my time.
Yeah. But you got plenty of time to get back there again. That's for sure.
And eventually,
It,
hopefully, I'll be a boater one of these times. Eventually, down the road. I'm saving my money. I'm saving it hopefully to get a nice enough truck and maybe get a boat eventually. But we'll
there
see.
you go. Yep, you got time. It'll
Yep.
keep doing what you're doing there at that job, and uh, get your down payment saved up, and go to the bank and crawl in on your knees and say, "Hey,
Beg for
it'll
a little
it'll
bit off.
yep." Uh,
I'd hate to go used, but that's probably the only way I will be able to get one eventually if I buy something used. But you take a chance with getting them used because you never know how the person ran it before.
the
Just like
thing is,
a lot of guys buying pro boats and they run the balls off of them, then they blow it up like a month later after they buy it.
but you can buy a brand new one, and the same thing happened to it.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, you take a chance with anything you buy, I guess, even with
I would
vehicles.
rather anymore you buy one that's got a few miles on it or a few hours because you know it's working. I mean, prime example. I mean, mine might blow up tomorrow night or Wednesday night at Lake Snowden idling, but I got 900 hours or right at 900 hours on it, probably close to 900 now, and it still runs like a champ. But now, like I said, it might blow up
You better knock on
Wednesday
wood,
night.
Tony.
Hey,
Knock on wood.
I've come to the conclusion is if it happens, it happens, and I just go figure out how to get a 4 stroke, put a 4 stroke on it, and keep on fishing.
Yep. Keep
Uh,
on growing.
yep. I yeah, I'm going to be doing this, so I'm going to have the equipment, whatever it takes. I may have to sell 2 or 3 things or work, put lights on the mowers and mow it dark. But yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. That's a guy the other
Exactly.
day told me. He said, "How do you do what you do?" And it's like these people say they don't have time. That means they don't want to make time.
Yeah. You gotta be a
You know,
workaholic. You gotta keep going.
and
Gotta fill your off days when you're not fishing, fill it with work and you'll make enough money to pay for it.
there you go. Travis said, "Get you a new one. You'll have it paid off when you're our age."
Yeah. Probably even later than that. It'll probably take me till I'm like 90 to pay it off.
Oh no.
Especially the way boats are priced nowadays. Well, I'd have to be paying for a truck too.
Yeah.
So that'd be two payments I'd have to pay for.
Yep. Hey, Dustin. Dustin Hoy's on here from Raccoon Creek Outfitters. Uh, well, Dylan, I'm going to do. You got anything else?
I think I've covered everything. Well, actually, there's one more thing. We're looking for a boater link for Dad in the BFL because
Okay.
I found a link for the two Lake Erie and the Indian, but we still need one more link because there was a guy that messaged me earlier today. He wants the link for one tournament, but that really doesn't help Dad much if he wants to get in all three because it's
Yeah.
going to be hard to find a guy that goes to just the two Lake Erie ones. Not unless we
Yeah.
find a guy from Michigan or something that wants to go, but um, we're trying to find a link for him. That way he can fish the BFLs as well. And I'd hate for him not to fish it.
Well,
I want him right inside of me.
and also if he signs up early, then he gets uh reg priority. You know, on the co-angler side. But we'll find him a link. We'll get him a link.
Yeah, that's what we talked about is signing up early. Luckily, I just found one because I posted it on that Phoenix site on Facebook, and a guy messaged me and said he'd link with me for all three. But there should be some boaters left that haven't linked yet. I hope.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, there's guys that's just going to be fishing Lake Erie, and only Lake Erie. Actually, the 2 tournaments at Lake Erie, and then there'll be people that's fishing just Indian.
Yeah,
So
true. Yeah,
there'll
yeah.
be
Heck, a
people
bunch
trying
of
to cash pot the ear or Indian one. Guarantee it.
especially the Lake Erie. The Michigan guys are gonna blow up
Mm-hmm.
that. They're gonna come take our money. They're
Yep.
all out there catching 25 to 30 pounds. They're gonna kick our butt. Actually, I know a few Michigan guys. I might text them. I might text them and see if they're fishing it, and see if I can get them to. So if I could get one of them to go to link with him for the 2 Lake Erie, we'll be good. Because then I'll just have him link with that other guy for Indian.
Indian. There you go.
I'm
Well,
excited for those too.
Scott might know somebody up there in Michigan too that is planning on fishing the Erie one. The guy you
Who?
had today too,
Oh,
Scott Dobson.
yeah. He might. Yeah, he might fish it. I might. I'll
Yep.
probably have to text him because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he fished it last year. Yeah, because that's the
Yep.
only way he qualified. That was. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to
Well,
text him then.
I'm gonna do the trivia question. You gonna stick around?
Yep, I'll stick around.
3-inch char pepper 3-inch grub. That is the Hank Cherry special on Gunnersville. Okay. Good question tonight. Thanks to Greg Kirkendall. If I don't screw it up. On this day in 1991, they caught the Indiana state record largemouth. It come from Harris County Lake. When they hooked into it, 14 pounds, 2 ounces. Still, for 35 years later, it's still the Indiana state record. What was the angler's name? In 91, they caught the Indiana state record largemouth. What was their name? Who was the person? And they still hold the record. I about messed up. Travis Six got it. Jennifer Schultz. Says here on this day in 1991, Jennifer Schultz caught the Indiana state record largemouth. Schultz was fishing at Harris County Lake when she hooked into the 14-pound, 2-ounce giant. Now, 35 years later, her record catch still stands the test of time. We salute you today, Jennifer. Jennifer Schultz. Okay, Travis, I'll bring him Wednesday night. If you show up, if it ain't raining too much for you. Boys, Dylan, they all bailed out on me last Wednesday night. And you know what? Even Josh bailed on me.
Oh, jeez.
Because he said he didn't want to fish in the rain. Barnhouse didn't come because he didn't want to fish in the rain. It never rained a drop. Wednesday night, at 5:30 when we put the boats in and launched, the sun come out. It was a beautiful evening.
That's the best time. This time of year is when it rains, especially there.
And
I went just because it was raining.
I told him to slap you in the car because you lied to me.
I did not lie to you. You just ain't throwing it right. I'll have to show you how to throw it.
I went and spent
Trust me, there's a certain
$40.
way.
I
There's
went
a
and spent
certain way.
$40 at Walmart buying damn you know what. And I throwed 3 different ones all night long and could not catch them.
I'm
Put the
telling
damn
you,
drop shot on and caught 2 swordfish.
you can tell people what it is. I don't care. It's just a certain way you throw it. It has to be that certain way, or they don't want it.
I'm
I've
pretty
thrown
sure
it so many different ways.
Simon was throwing one because I watched him catch a big one.
Yep.
And then later I seen him and I was like, "What? He's throwing the same thing well, he might have been throwing the junior or the bigger one. I was throwing the junior, but
It works.
I
You
it,
just gotta do it the right way.
yeah, that's the thing, and you got to have confidence in it.
Yep.
My big fish Saturday come on one.
Oh, really?
Oh, yep, yep. Back under the bridge in the moss. One blowed up, and I threw over to it, and pop, pop, boom. I was like, oh yeah,
See, I helped you out a little bit. I helped you out for that
and
tournament.
not very smart person that I am. I swung at the boat, thinking that wasn't smart, but I had him hooked pretty good. Both hooks was in his top of his mouth. So
Yeah, usually with a
then I
frog, you can boat flip them suckers.
then I switched up and went to the old Cinco and put a limit the boat, and then actually called one more time. I didn't, I forgot that tournament. I didn't give
Yeah, you
the
gotta talk about
standings
it. You
of
gotta say the standings.
yeah. Uh, Athens County Bassmasters was at Rocky Fork last Saturday. First place was 10:04 West Shellman. Second place was me with 892. Third place was 755 George Carr. Fourth place was 624 John McKenzie. And fifth place was 597 Michelle Vincent. And big bass of the tournament was John McKenzie of 286. John had 286 and Wes had 285 on big fish. It was
That
really
sucks.
close. Uh
Were
no,
there any
Carol, we're
pads there?
not huh?
Were there any
What'd you
pads there?
Yeah, but
You
I
fishing off?
actually uh I didn't I fished some of the pads after the wind picked up, but I didn't get any out of the pads. Uh Carol, I'm not giving the secrets away, and it's not the spook. um but I actually the water was up because I went down was going down to fish the pads, and I was like, wait a minute, the water is up into the and I was like, I think I can get in the creek. And I ended up in the creek easy and went back to the bridge and ended up catching four more keepers back at the bridge.
Oh, heck yeah.
And people don't believe, that I went in there. I mean, I had a kayaker come by and was like, wait, a bass boat back here. But I went on up past the bridge and was fishing the creek channel. I could tell the different colors in the water and was going up through there in the creek channel. It wasn't 2 foot deep, and I still caught fish. Now a lot of them was short fish, but uh, you know,
Yeah, they'll get back up in that shallow water. They're not afraid to. They're getting away from all the boats.
yes. Well, and they ain't pressured up there. Plus,
Yep.
that is a spring fed creek, and the water was 65 degrees in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was 65 degrees in there. So, and it stays about that year round. But like I said, it's spring fed and clear,
yeah, it'd be a good
very
summer
clear.
spot whenever they get hot. They'll go up in that cool water.
Well, the bad thing about the summer when the lake gets down to the normal pool,
Oh
you
yeah.
can't get in there.
Yeah, you can't get in there. Huh.
Yep. Unless I've got a little ideal and I'm gonna try it again and we're back down there in a month, end of this month. for run and gun. Josh better wear his sandals because he may have to get out and push to get us back out, not to get stuck going in.
And I'd say he'll be happy if, as long as you guys are catching fish. He'll probably be willing to do it.
Well, we can't push our way in. We can push our way out, but we can't push our way in. Yeah, I guess that's all the rules I've ever fished. Is you can't leave the boat to enter a spot, but you can leave the boat to get out. Uh, but yeah, Travis, like I said, Rusty Kaiser said, "Good job, Dylan, on at the All American." I've got a guy calling. I'm getting all kind of calls for the SAF tournament this weekend up to Allen Creek. I won't be there. I've got a run and gun at Berlin, and then the club. Don't forget club meeting tomorrow night, and the club is at Powhatan on Sunday. All the reports that I'm getting is the river's good.
Yeah, apparently
They're
it's way too.
do what?
Apparently it's cleaner up that way.
Well, I just talked to, and Dean's going to do some more checking, but Region 4 is fishing Steubenville for their regional this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So if they are having their regional there, then we can have our club tournament at Powhatan, because I think Steubenville's above Powhatan. I think it's one pool above. So we'll go up there and see what happens. Probably won't have a lot of big turnout, but it is what it is. I know you and your dad will be there. Better be.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there. That was our favorite pool out of all of them.
Yeah,
We did
that's
pretty
when
good.
you guys nominated it. So
Yep. Dad did
okay,
pretty
well,
good.
yeah, in the regional or the state championship.
Yep.
Okay, we've almost been an hour. Uh, I will. I appreciate you coming on, and like I said, man, hold your head high. You have done what thousands of people have tried to do all their life, and you've already at 21 succeeded at 2 national tournaments. So,
Yeah, and
and
I'd like to thank you for everything. Obviously, getting me into fishing, and I wouldn't be at this point without you and my parents. It it changed a lot once I started fishing Wednesday tournaments. That's kind of where it started. So I'd like to thank you and everyone that's watching the live and all my supporters, and obviously I thank my parents as well. It wouldn't happen without all you guys. So I thank you.
I knew it. I could see it in you when we was in high school.
Yep.
When you and Austin was fishing together, I could see it that you was going to you're going to be something. You never got excited. You wasn't on your phone. You and Austin was a really good team together. You guys was really good. If we could have got hooked up probably as freshmen, you guys would have really rocked the high school circuit. If you guys
Yeah, I
could have
guarantee.
fished the whole 4 years, guarantee it. I know you would have. But you can do it now. You're doing it now. So,
Yep.
and Austin won the regional. I think that was one of the. I think he's only fished 2 or 3 regionals, and he won the regional this year. So, and he'll be tough at Erie. He'll be up there practicing at Erie, so he'll be tough on Erie.
Yep.
Uh, okay, well, I appreciate you being on, and guys, we will see you next week. With more tournament results. We got all kind of tournaments this weekend coming up. We got run and gun, the club, last calls fishing. I think tonight and tomorrow night. So they're at the river tomorrow night down at Belleville. So there's another. They're fishing the tournament on the river. So there's no reason for us to be thinking about moving ours. So, okay. Well, I appreciate it, Dylan. And all you guys, I will see you next week. Be safe out there. Have fun. And as I say, go rip some lips. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks.